So, Natalie, you did mention about the GP not understanding really what to
Mm.
do with your hair.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of obviously us being Black women?
Yeah.
No one actually knows what happens with our hair, skin, or
Yeah.
whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I just felt like, gosh, it was long ago, but I'll never forget thinking, what's going on here? Like, I think it was the lack of professionalism with it.
Okay.
Like, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do with my hair. I do think more conversations need to be had about, it's okay. When you share, you'll get support. And know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
I think some people don't share because they feel like no one else can relate.
How did you feel?
Yeah.
Emotionally,
Yes.
physically, mentally? How did that make you feel?
I do feel over the years, some depression set in.
Yeah.
Not that I would ponder on it, but just having that look at myself and think, wow, your hair's going, what's going on?
Everyone looks at hair as the crown.
That's it.
Right? It's the
Exactly.
crown, it's beauty. If it's not hair, it's the breast. If it's not the breast, it's the bum. Do you know what I mean?
I guess it was the first time in my life I had to look at what was going on internally.
Right.
Because I couldn't do anything about what's happened externally. I could only cover it up with wigs and little makeshift hairstyles.
Yeah.
So I had to really look at, okay, what's really going on?
Yeah.
Because that's what I, thought was beautiful, but actually that's not beauty alone. The Bible says beauty is fleeting. So, it's not just about what was happening externally, but I was being confronted with the fact that your externals are changing.
I believe being raw is it's good. Like you're being honest with yourself and you're showing up. And I think that's why as well, when I would go to my chemotherapy sessions, I would never put a hat, even if it was cold, or put a wig. Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't pretending that I was going through that, if that makes sense. So I wanted to really, I got to face you.
Yes. So it no longer became about my hair loss, but that was the journey into making changes and really walking in, a path that God wants for me.
And how did your husband deal with you losing your hair? Was he supportive? Hi people, welcome back to another episode of Her Voice, Her Strength. If it's your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and please don't forget to like this video. So, welcome to the month of September, where it is Alopecia Awareness. Today, I have a special guest called Natalie Feyisayo. She's going to talk to us about her journey with alopecia. She's a mother of 2 and she's married. So, with further ado, I want to invite Natalie Feyisayo to come and have a sit next to me. Come. Hi, Natalie.
Hello. Hi, Andrea.
Welcome to Her Voice, Her Strength.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you feeling?
Oh, slightly nervous, but I'm happy to be here.
Don't worry, we're all fine. It's your story.
Yeah.
And it's your voice. So, feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to bite. You know me already.
Of course.
We're good.
Yes.
So, let's start off with you telling us about yourself.
Yes.
And a bit about the journey. And so over to you.
Okay, so I'm Natalie Feyisayo. I like to go by Feyi. I'm a speech and language therapist by profession. I have a young family and I'm in the health and wellness industry where I support people with their health and their wellness.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So how does it feel to be a mother of 2?
I've never really thought about the feelings of it, really. I just think that they've given me, a reason why I do what I do. They've given me just a reason, a passion for really going for my goals because of them as well. Yeah.
That's amazing. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So walk us through your journey with alopecia.
Yeah, so my journey started, around 9 years ago now.
Okay.
I remember I was at a friend's, I think it was like a graduation event, and I was walking ahead and she had noticed a patch at the back of my head. She was like, oh, you've got a patch at the back. Have you noticed that? I was like, oh, no, I've not noticed that. So I kind of later checked and I was like, oh, she's right. Like there's no hair there. And meanwhile, at those times I had, I had natural hair.
Okay.
Thick natural afro hair.
Okay.
And was styling it in different ways. So I noticed it. So I decided, let me go to the GP and just see what this was all about. And the GP at the time didn't quite wasn't as helpful. She didn't quite
Right.
get it. She was like, oh, it looks like something, but I don't really know what to do with your hair type of thing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to refer you to dermatology. So I got referred to dermatology. And when I had my appointment, I think they did kind of like a scan of my scalp, and then she just gave me the diagnosis, and she said, it looks like alopecia areata. And
Okay.
she said, explain that it was an autoimmune condition. So I'd never heard of
Right.
these things before. And I said, well, what exactly is it? Like, why has it happened? And she goes, well, it's where your immune system starts to attack your hair follicles. And I said,
Wow.
but how would that have been caused? She goes, well, we don't know, but there's a number of factors. It could be caused by stress. It could be caused by trauma. It could be caused by your diet. Just a factor of things.
Okay.
And that was kind of the first beginnings of, coming to terms with this. And then from that point on, I was kind of put into the system of what things are available, what treatments are available. So I got referred for things like, some injections. It's been so long now, but some injections in my head to see if that stimulates hair growth. And then I had another appointments at these specialist hospitals where they kind of put on like a toxic, well, not toxic, but they kind of put on an irritant on your scalp to see if your immune system will respond.
Okay.
Then I looked at privately and think some of the clinics, I think maybe one in Harley Street, to see, what I can do, what I can put on my scalp to kind of stimulate the hair growth. But in this time, each day, my hair is just decreasing, just going. Nothing really seemed to be working until probably about a year later, I was faced with, okay, I had lost my hair.
You lost your hair.
That's all my hair, yeah.
So Natalie, you did mention about the GP not understanding really what to do with your hair.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of obviously us being Black women?
Yeah.
No one actually knows what happens with our hair, skin, or
Yeah.
whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like, I don't know what to do with your hair.
Yeah, I just felt like, gosh, it was long ago, but I'll never forget thinking, what's going on here? Like, I think it was the lack of professionalism with it.
Okay.
Like, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do with my hair. Just do your best.
Help me.
Do what you're doing and just say, you know what? I know someone else that could help. I'm not the best one for this, but let me refer you. But it was kind of like touching it.
Yeah.
What do we do with this type of thing? And I just remember thinking like, is she for real?
Yeah. So more education.
Yeah. But again, because I was just focused on just getting answers, I just kind of had to just, let it go.
Yeah.
But I think probably now I would really pull that up and say, well,
Yeah.
I think there's things that we could do to figure out
Absolutely
what happens with this hair type.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was almost just like, kind of like helplessness, like, oh, what do we do with this?
Yeah. I think that's very poor, isn't it? Also, coming from us being in the Black community, we don't really share when things are going on. When whatever's going on, whether it's a diagnosis, whether it's a loss, sometimes in the community we tend to keep things in. Now that you're sharing your story, do you think that there's a lot of people in the community that are aware about alopecia, or do you think that, and they just keep it to themselves? Do you think that we should be sharing and actually, telling people, giving people awareness that this happens? And how do you move forward?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's in our community, there's a lot of people that aren't sharing what's going on. I guess even I can relate from just hiding under my wigs as well. Is that, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of pride, and you don't know how people are going to respond. And so people have their backup. But I think there needs to be more conversation about the things that can happen to people, and that is happening, because it will give a sense of freedom. There's a lot of in my mind, I used to think that maybe in my 50s and 60s, I'll, if my hair doesn't come back, I'll do it. But it's almost, I started to realize that actually it doesn't even matter what your age is. There's still people who are much older than me that are struggling with something or hair loss and are still not feeling free enough or brave enough to do this. And I think that holds them back. It holds them back from getting help. It holds them back and being their full self. And so I do think more conversations need to be had about, it's okay. These things can happen. You're still beautiful. There's things that you could probably do. There's support out there. When you share, you'll get support.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get, your help, and know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
I think some people don't share because they feel like no one else can relate. But when more people share their story, they know that, oh,
Yeah.
this is something that
It's
many
like
people experience.
it becomes
Yeah.
a tribe. Yeah. There's a tribe that starts to grow as
That's
well.
it. That's
Yeah.
it. So
That's true.
yeah,
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think we need to speak more.
I do think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We do need to speak more
Yeah.
and share.
that's
Because at the
it.
end of the day, it could save someone as
It
well.
can.
Quickly.
Yeah.
It can save somebody.
That's it.
So
That's it.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Yeah.
Emotionally,
Yes.
physically, mentally? And
Yeah.
how did that make you feel?
You know what? It was just such a blur,
Mhm.
because I was, mid-20s at the time. It was just,
Right.
and when you're young, you're just all about your aesthetics.
Yeah.
So, I spent all the time doing my hair and these things, and all of a sudden, this is happening, and I have no control.
Yeah.
So there was that loss of control. I was doing all I can, changing up the styles and doing what I can to kind of disguise it. And then life still has to go on.
Mhm.
But I'm faced with the idea that my hair's going and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I was, researching things, investigating things, trying different homemade concoctions to put on my scalp. I just was so kind of lost with it all. I guess a bit in denial as well.
Right.
And, I do feel over the years, some depression set in.
Yeah.
Not that I would ponder on it, but just having that look at myself and think, wow, your hair's going, what's going on? So yeah, there was a mix of emotions. Some was denial, some I blocked out, and some was sadness. Yeah.
How old was you? You said 20s, June.
Yeah, I was around 25,
Wow.
25 at the time. Yeah. And, just kind of, setting up life type of thing. And so it was it was a lot to kind of
imagine.
to deal with,
Yeah.
but I guess I still had to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I think obviously you know that
Yes.
I've gone through breast cancer.
Yes.
And I think, yeah, when it came to me losing my hair,
Yeah.
it was that, I think that denial thing, like, is this really
Yes.
happening?
Exactly.
Waking up from your pillow and you're seeing hair,
Yeah.
or when you touch your hair and rub your hair and it's just falling, it's a bit,
Yeah.
but it's very traumatic, and it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do?
It
And I think,
is.
I don't know, I think especially being a single person, and it's just, oh, it's just me and me,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's only me and me in that mirror. So what do I do next?
Yeah.
And for me, in the end, I just shaved my hair.
Yes.
Like, I just shaved it all bald.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot.
Yeah.
It's still a lot, even though my hair has grown back.
Yes.
It's not the same texture and stuff, but everyone looks at hair as the crown.
That's it.
Right? It's the
Exactly.
crown, it's beauty. If it's not hair, it's the breast. If it's not the breast, it's the balm. It's, do you know what I mean? With us women, it's like,
yeah.
And that's why, although someone may come to me and say, well, you should feel powerful, although, you feel like because you've got one breast, it doesn't make you feel good. Like for me, I'll be honest with you, all the time, sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, but I've got one breast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
the
identity, you feel like your identity is a bit broken to a certain degree, because it's like, hold on, I had two. I had this, now I don't have this.
Yes.
And it's never coming back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And of course it's different. For me, it's a body part. For you, it's hair.
Yes.
So I can still resonate
Yeah.
for the time that I was going through it as well. I can resonate with you and that pain, especially such a young age as well. Was you married then, or did you know your husband then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was married at the time, newly married at the time, and and I guess had friends in my social settings and things, and everyone, sometimes now and again I'd wear wigs or weaves, but I was mainly known to have my natural hair. So it was an identity thing, like, gosh, the thing that is my thing, it's not there anymore. But it really made me think about, I guess it was the first time in my life I had to look at what was going on internally.
Right.
Because I couldn't do anything about what's happening externally. I could only cover it up with wigs and little makeshift hairstyles. So I had to really look at, okay, what's really going on?
Yeah.
Because that's what I, thought was beautiful. But actually, that's not beauty alone. You know, the Bible says
Yeah.
beauty is fleeting. So, you know, it's not just about what was happening externally, but I was being confronted with the fact that your externals are changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you spoke about the
Yeah.
Bible saying
Yeah.
beauty is fleeting.
Yeah.
So you're a Christian?
Yes. Yes.
Really good to know. And how did, because now obviously you're on a different journey, right? You're
Yes.
still on your journey,
Yes.
and it looks like you are embracing who you are right
Yeah.
now. But back then at 25, how
Yeah.
was your faith? How was your emotions, and how was the conversations with God?
Yeah. I think it was a real, like I said, you know, emotionally, it was kind of in denial. So, you know, I would pray about it, but I think I didn't even really press in to
Right.
talking to God about it, to be honest.
Right.
I think I was just in survival mode.
Okay.
So, you know, I, you know, got scriptures on healing and things, but the consistency of just even thinking, let me speak out these confessions and believe it. I just couldn't really press in. I could press in, and I think my faith was, it was quite low at the time. Actually,
Okay.
I think my faith was quite low, and the things, you know, when the Bible says faith comes to hearing by the word of God, and to meditate on the word, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. I was just doing life and knowing God was there, praying and things, but not really tapping into, you know, what I knew the Bible said about, you know, healing or just having peace in God. I feel like I was just completely kind of just switched off a bit from it, I must admit.
Yeah, you was like on just on a routine.
Yeah,
You kind
just
of
a
put it,
routine. I was still
yeah,
going to church and things like that, but
probably numb.
wasn't really growing my relationship with God, I would say. Yeah.
Probably numb as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I think that numbness does creep in,
Yeah.
especially when you're going through loss.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
type of loss it is,
Yeah.
especially as a believer,
Yeah.
you start to get numb.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's understandable, it's valid, and I do believe in feeling your emotions, sitting in your emotions, but trying to kind of get up from them
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But if one day it comes to you, yeah, feel it in that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day, and then a
Yeah.
couple of hours later, if you want to get up, you know,
Yeah.
get up and do what you've got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I think it's about being real with yourself and God. And anyway, if you're not real with him, he knows
Yeah.
anyway.
That's it. He
So
knows. He knows our heart.
yeah, he knows
Yeah.
your heart, he knows your
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting. And I love the fact that you have a smile on your face all the time as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
You always
thank
have a smile on your face, which is amazing. I think
Yes.
it's really amazing. So tell us what your day to day is
Yeah.
like living with alopecia.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I think when I get up every day, I don't think, oh my gosh, I've got alopecia.
Good.
I just get up and do what I'm doing. And it's only actually this last year that people even really fully know. So I would tell my story, but I was always wearing wigs.
Right.
So no one knew, unless I told them, no one knew that I had alopecia. Obviously, I've had friends or people that knew me that probably thought, oh, she doesn't have her natural hair out anymore. And then, you know, if we're in a setting, I would share with them my story. But even when I shared my story, they can't see that I didn't have hair. So it didn't really, I mean, didn't have that impact. But, you know, it's only in the last year that, you know what, you know, I decided that it was time to be free, to be free, to have options. I felt like I didn't have many options.
Okay.
And so, you know, my amazing mentor encouraged me to really just be myself. And I felt it was time. And I felt in my spirit that God was saying it was time to just to let go.
Okay.
And stop hiding.
Okay.
So in terms of day-to-day life, day-to-day, I have a sense of freedom.
That's
because
good.
I'm no longer, before I'd be like, just in my wig and making sure it just can't fall off. Does it look okay? I've, you know, invested in so many wigs and things like that. And I'm not to say that I'm against it. You know, I'd definitely be happy to wear a wig, you know, at some point again. But it was just the idea that I didn't have a choice. Now I feel like I have a choice. And I'm confronted with my bare self. Sometimes I'm like, wow, you don't have hair, girl. And then I'm like, okay, the day goes on.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Yeah.
I think that's the raw you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think I believe being raw is it's good. Like you're being honest with yourself and you're showing up. And I think that's why as well, when I would go to my chemotherapy sessions, I would never put a hat, even if it was cold, or put a wig, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't pretending that I was going through that, if that makes sense. So I wanted to really, I've got to face you. Whether I don't like it, I've got to face what you look like right now and process that every single day. You said your mentor. So when you was going through the splurge of depression, feeling low, did you get professional counseling, therapy, anything like that, or via the NHS? Because obviously it's free and stuff like that.
You know what? I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No. So before it all had happened, I was referred by work before all of this happened. I was referred by my work to counseling, which is the first time I'd ever done it. And I had like 6 sessions. And that was just because, bless my manager, she just noticed that I was just going through a lot. That nothing to do with my hair. And that really helped. And that was the first time I was able to talk through things, and someone was able to kind of help me think about why I was thinking about those things. So that really helped. But you know what? No, I didn't. I didn't. And thinking of it, it's interesting. I'm sure it would have really helped. I didn't. I just kind of, talked about it with those close to me. I did speak about it with those that were close to me, but sometimes it was that I just wasn't. It was the denial, like this is really happening. So I didn't really delve into it too deeply.
Would you in the future? Would you in the future like go through counseling or therapy, or are you happy with your mentor, or what's your perception?
You know what? I I have an amazing mentor, and what's been amazing with my journey as well is that I've really leaned closer into God right now.
Okay.
I really have. Okay. So I'm really understanding His word more, what His plans are for me, and actually, I don't feel that there's, in a sense, I know it sounds very strange. It's almost like there's slight gratitude also.
Okay. No, makes sense.
It was, yes, it's a shame it had to be my hair, but it's a slight gratitude in that, you know what, whatever was meant for harm for me, actually God has turned it around for good. Because like I said before, it's been the first time in my life that I looked at what's going on inside. What are my thoughts? What am I feeding myself? What am I feeding myself physically?
As well.
Never thought about those things before.
Yeah.
I was just living life. But now I've been able to look at my character, work on those things in me that need developing, help others. And so it no longer became about my hair loss, but that was the journey into making changes and really walking in, a path that God wants for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. I hear that.
Yeah.
And do you think when you told people your story, whether it be friends, family, were they understanding? How was that?
Yeah, I think because it's been over the years now, I think initially there was shock for some people, like, oh my gosh, and a real sense of empathy, like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, and I kind of was just like, yeah, it is what it is. But, I had some friends that really delved deep and was like, this is not easy. And really kind of heard me, and maybe I'll get quite emotional and things.
Yeah.
And, people that I didn't know well, but I told them as part of my story, like, I'd always go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then I realized that over the years, I've detached my emotions from it. So I'm thinking, you don't have to be sorry. Like, it's all good. But I get it, because I guess people putting themselves in my shoes and thinking if it was them and they lost their hair, how they would feel.
Yeah.
The devastation of it. Yeah. So, so in terms of that, they, people were really understanding, really like supportive, but it was like different phases. So I would tell people, but no one would see my hair. So I'd always have it wrapped up, or my wig. So the next step was when people sometimes came around, when I felt more comfortable, okay, I'll take off my headscarf and you'll see. And what was interesting, it was always like, people were just like, you look good.
You look great. Yeah,
but
in
my head, I'm like, no.
Yeah, you look amazing.
Yeah. To the point where if the, postman or delivery guy knocked to the door, I'd find something to wrap in my hair, because it was just such a shame. I just felt shame.
I hear that. Yeah.
Even when I got comfortable enough with friends, they'll be like, you look fine. And then I'd feel comfortable. And then another stage, I'm like, no, I'll just have my scarf all times. I think the summer times were the hardest sometimes because it's so hot. And I just want to whip it off. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so, so, there was a lot of understanding from friends. And I think probably some of them were thinking, just be free, be yourself. But for me, it was like, this is not me though.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Your hair it's part of you. You grew with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think if you probably didn't grow with it, then maybe it'll be like, what am I really missing?
Exactly.
So if you've got hair, it'll be like, oh, I've got hair. Like, for example, I feel like if I didn't grow with 2 breasts and I was flat chested and I didn't have any breasts, it'd be like, oh yeah.
Like, it's what you've known.
That's what I've known. But it's kind of hard to be like, oh, but actually, I had 2, now I have 1.
It's a new normal.
So,
it's different.
It's so different, So it is that. I totally get that.
Yes.
Also, I wanted to ask, at what age did beauty change for you? Because how old are you now, actually?
I'm 36 now. Yeah, 36. What age did beauty change? In a way, in terms of my perception of beauty?
Yeah, the perception of beauty, because obviously, even though you said that beauty is fleeting, according to the Bible, etc., etc. But when did that really tap in for you to see, you know what? I'm bold and beautiful. Does that make sense? I'm bold and beautiful. And you know what? Do you know what? I'm rocking this. And you know what? Ain't nobody going to tell me nothing. Do you know what I mean? When did that confidence
really
come through?
I think it's been a gradual thing over the years. In just terms of, again, because I was kind of wearing wigs and things like that, I was obviously doing my best to present myself better, but I think in the last year was when I was like, it's time to do it. And I would say, not that I fully had conceived it, but it was more that if I don't step out and do this, or if I wait to feel good or very sure, I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I did this afraid. And now I've come out doing it, I feel the most beautiful ever, because I don't have anything disguising me. I'm being myself. I'm feeling more authentic. And I think that's what's coming up. Feeling more authentic is making me feel more beautiful. And so, funny enough, the day that I stepped out fully to do it, I think I went into, it was around my birthday last year, and went to Westfield and didn't have my wig. I was just out there, and I felt like everyone was looking at me. And then I felt also people were just like looking like, okay. But I saw a few people that I knew along the way, or people would be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, you're so bold, or I love this look of yours. Or I'm like, I got so many compliments and like affirmations and just, encouragement with people that I didn't even know in that phase. But what was interesting was it wasn't affecting me. Like, I was grateful for it, but I felt like this is not building me up. Like, I feel, not that it was a bad thing, but in a good thing, like, wow, isn't that amazing that finally I was scared to do this because of people's perception of opinion, but now I'm hearing it and it's all positive. It doesn't faze me. Whether you said you liked it or not, I feel free.
There we go.
And so I think in the last year, by doing the action, made me feel like it. I think if I was now still not doing it, I probably still wouldn't feel that sense of, oh my gosh, I'm beautiful. But now I feel like I am, because I'm focusing on other things.
But that's powerful. You must feel very empowered as well.
I do. I do. It feels, because before, I think I used to be quite a closed person. I wasn't very open. And now I've become more and more open, more vulnerable, because it can help someone else.
Okay.
And actually, we overcome with our, our testimony and our story. So
absolutely,
why not share it? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And how did your husband deal with you losing your hair? Was he supportive? Walk us through that.
Yeah, I think he, in terms of when it first happened, I think it was a shock for us both.
Okay.
I think it was definitely a shock for us both, because obviously he'd known me a certain way as well. So it was a shock for us both. But he's been with me on the journey. When it came to the part where I was losing so much hair, he had to shave it off. He had to shave it off for me. He had to do that. And I don't think it was easy for him as much as it wasn't easy for me, because, we're in this together. But at this stage where I'm at now, I'm just like embracing myself, he's supportive of that, because I'm my full self now.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he stayed with you to the end when
Yes,
whilst
yeah,
you're free as well.
yeah,
And because
yeah,
it must have been, I don't know, maybe difficult when you're
yeah,
probably going through your low
yeah,
time, high
yeah,
time and stuff like that.
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
have children when you was losing hair, or did you not have
Yeah,
children?
by the time I had my children, but by the time I had my firstborn, I'd lost all my hair.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the time I had my firstborn, I'd lost all my hair. But I still was, wearing wigs at the time.
Okay.
But I had, yeah. So they had only seen me with wigs and bald in the home.
Okay.
So that's what they knew. But they saw a version of me, which is in the house, I might have a headscarf or have my wig off.
Hmm.
But going outside, they always saw me cover my head.
Okay.
They always saw that side of me. Like they always saw that no one else would see that side of mummy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And do you have two boys or boy
Yeah,
and
I've got
girl?
two boys.
Two boys.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem. Have you ever had a conversation to them about alopecia or no? Or
Yeah, no, I have. In like as they were getting a bit bigger, they were asking me, "Mummy, what happened to your hair?"
okay,
And why don't you have any hair? When they got a bit older and realized that not everyone's
how did that make you
bald.
feel
Yeah. Um.
as a mom, as a human
Yeah,
being,
yeah.
as a
I mean, it
woman?
was not a question to ask. I just felt like, wow. I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to share with them that there's life is not perfect,
Yeah,
and that there things don't always go well.
yeah.
So I just said to them, Mummy had hair, but my body decided to do other things, and I lost my hair. So now
Okay.
Mummy wears wigs. At the time I said now Mummy wears wigs, and so sometimes they would ask sporadic, like, oh, so what happened again? Like, as in, like the
Mm.
intrigue, like, how is it that that's happened? But obviously they've just known me like this.
Mhm.
Um, but when it came to me being, I think the journey has also been important for them to see that this beauty comes in other ways, because for them, probably at first they probably didn't want mummy to go out with bald
Bold.
heads.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like, oh mummy. But when they saw my confidence in doing it, and they always heard me sharing my story with other people, I think
Mhm.
they just felt like, oh, okay,
Mm.
we've come to accept it. And even showing them that, beauty comes in different
Different ways.
ways, in
Yeah.
different ways. And yes, you see girls and women having hair, but some don't. And it doesn't mean that they're not beautiful.
Mm. I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
because I do have that at the back of my head.
Yeah.
Like, what would I tell my kids? Like,
Yeah.
if one day they see, oh wow, mommy's got this big scar on her chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess I would just navigate how you've
Yeah.
navigated and just
It's you just put
because
it in
we're
their
real.
level, put
Yeah.
it to their level, but help them understand this is how it is. Like, there's not perfect things, but I guess it's showing them the importance of other things, being kind to
Mm.
others, being kind to other people as well. You don't know their story,
Mhm.
knowing that,
Making
looking
them
out for,
self-aware as
thinking
well.
about more about what's inside that person, rather
Mhm.
than this person might look amazing, but
Right.
what's inside that person? How would you know about that part?
Mm.
So I think teaching them that, beauty is
It's
deeper
within. Yeah.
within.
It's
It's
within.
within.
Yeah.
It's within. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for them as well to
Yeah.
be kind to themselves.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
literally. As
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
as we
Yeah.
need to be kind to
Yeah.
others,
Yes.
we need to be kind to ourselves as
That's
well.
it. That's it.
I guess you have a special diet, or
Yeah.
maybe you've got a, I don't know, exercise regime. I don't know, but tell
Yes.
us,
So
tell us what
yeah.
you do now.
So that's why I say, how God just turns things around, because in my hunt for what can I put on my skin? What can I put on my head? What can I eat?
Yeah.
Like, in my search for something, and this is what I tell people, as the Bible says, as you seek, you will find. When you're looking for something, you'll find it, or you'll find a reason. And God, was so good to me that He knew that I needed something, that I
Mhm.
was searching for something. And that's how I came across my mentor, actually, who
Okay.
introduced me to this amazing range of products. And I was just really open. I was like, why not? Had my son at the time, he was like 3 months. I was like, yep, I'm willing to try
Mhm.
these. And again, just thinking about external,
Mhm.
but not knowing the work that needs to be done internally. So, I started using these, amazing range of like supplements and skincare things. And I started to see myself change. I started to see my energy levels increase. I always used to be someone who was always tired.
Right.
Always like tired. Like, I always laugh at people. If I'm on transport, you'll see me like falling
Sleeping.
asleep. Anything moving, I'm sleeping. So I started to notice that my energy levels increased. I started to notice that my mood wasn't as low. Like, it didn't get as low as it used to.
Mhm.
And started noticing, my skin started to look brighter. I wasn't getting the coughs and colds. It wasn't getting as sick as I used to get sometimes. And these are things that I just live with. Like I didn't think it was an issue. But when I started to see them changes, started to feel better, started to see like my, all the bloating that I had reduced, I was like, okay, these things are amazing. And she'd been, in this wellness industry for many years. And she just took me by the hand and said, this is how you need to eat. You need to start having some salads, some smoothies. She was introducing me to a way of eating that I'd never known before. Introducing me to things, I used to have a lot of sugar in my diet. So she was just introducing a different way of living. But alongside that, getting me to read books, getting me to do things. And so in that way, getting me to work on myself as well. So that was such a blessing to me. And then over the years now with that, I now use these same amazing products, I share them with others, and I now coach other people to use them, to eat better, to make changes in the way they eat. So with it, it's not a special diet. I just know how to eat better now. So I might sometimes still have treats, but I know how to configure my plate, how to eat more veg, how to reduce the amount of carbohydrates I'm putting, because before it would be like a big plate, a big plate. And then with that exercise, and I was always exercising before because I always found that was a great release for me. So especially things like in lockdown, my husband was always encouraging me get out and run, because he knew that I just felt so liberated. The endorphins would just help. But now I pair exercise with good food and nutrition. Yeah.
So what does one's meal look like? How does your meal look like?
Yeah, so
give us one.
Give us an example. Okay, for example, in the morning, what I might have is I might have some raw foods. I might have some carrots, some broccoli, maybe some spinach, and some fruits. I'd have that on my plate, maybe a little bit of egg. I'll have that as a meal. Sometimes I might have a green smoothie. But putting more veg in the smoothie with protein shake. And then for things like lunch, I love veg and I love being experimental with it. So I have nice stir-fry veg, put every veg you can think of. I will have it, chop it up, put it together, 10 minutes for the good. Maybe have some fish with that, maybe a little bit of carb. I might have some plantain or might have some bulgur wheat or a little bit of brown rice. So I love food, but I've learned to just cook it differently. Not heavy seasonings and things, just making it well balanced. Not frying things. So I just enjoying food, but I enjoy colorful plates. So the more color on my plate, the better. And when I eat it, I just feel I just feel good. You feel nourished. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Color. I love color.
Color. That's it.
Yeah,
color.
I love that color. I'll look on your page if you throw any things there. I'll look at what you do. We've kind of spoken about faith, identity as well. And I'm really happy that obviously, at the age of 36, you're just I'm going through this journey, but I'm now showing who I am and I'm free. It's really important to be free. And I believe as your journey continues, you're going to get freer and freer and freer. And I'm so happy that you're speaking about your story, because I was once told by a very wise man that, the moment you start speaking, that's when healing starts as well. When you start speaking about your story, that's when healing starts. And that amazing man, I think you do know him, is Jeff Thompson. Yeah, Jeff Thompson, Cancer Don't Let It Win. He's got that charity. He told me that. And that's how I started speaking about my story as well. So so I'm really happy that you're really speaking about it and just expressing it. And you're expressing it with joy as well, which is really good. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
So what would you tell people out there about alopecia? Or what do you think the misconception and the myths about alopecia is? Could you tell us what you wish people understood about it?
I think with alopecia, obviously there's different types of alopecia. I haven't delved deep into all of them, but I know there's different forms, different types of it. Some people get alopecia and they get their hair back. Some people full blown and they don't, or some people it's full blown and it might come back. There's different ways of it. But what I think I'd let people know is that I know you're looking at the inside. No, I know you're looking at the outside with your hair loss, but don't get caught up in that. let's start looking inside.
Mm.
Let's pause and let's look at what's going on inside. Because anything that happens outside, there's something inside going on.
Right.
You might not be in control of that, but just take time to sit down and reflect and think, okay, what do I want to see happen in my life?
Yeah.
Rather than helter-skelter and just hiding, face it and say, what do I need to work on in my life? What do I need to work on in my body? What do I need to work on in general? What do I need to face? What do I need to confront? Who do I need to talk to?
Yes.
Yeah. I know that the hair loss is there and it's hard.
Yeah.
But try not to focus too much on that.
Right.
And try to think of, let me slow down and think of what's going on.
Okay.
What do I want to do now, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I'd slowed down to reflect, but I was like, oh, let me go here, let me go there, let me check out this. And it just wasn't settled.
Yeah.
Just stressed.
Yeah.
Trying to hold on to something that I probably didn't have much control over. I just needed to slow down, calm down. Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do? What do I want to see happen?
Yeah.
And so I guess not misconceptions per se, but to let people know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
There's so many people that experience this, but you wouldn't even know because it's covered in wigs, it's covered in headscarves, it's covered in wraparound hairstyles, but you're not alone. There's so many people going on this journey. But how you're feeling or that state of, depression or that, it won't last long. It's okay. It's not going to be forever that you're going to feel like this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
just do the inner work. Do the inner work. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there any myths or misconception about alopecia? Is there a myth?
I don't know if there's a myth. I don't know if it's a myth. I just think people don't realize it can come at any age.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can come at any age.
Okay.
And it might not necessarily be something that some people, obviously, it might be like a styling issue with their hair, like how they style their hair and things like that, but it might not be something
like
necessarily that you can do something about immediately.
Right.
But there's things out there
Okay.
to support. There's people out there to support. There's natural things you can be doing. There's topical things. There's so many different avenues out there. But so, yeah, I don't know if it's a myth per se. I don't really know if it's a myth, what myth there is. I think maybe it is that, and I speak to more people now who say, oh, I know someone who's got alopecia, but it affects men and women.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, does it affect
men and
men
women?
well?
Yeah, it affects men and women. It can affect children.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that it can affect children. It can affect, at any age. So I don't know if it's a myth. Yeah, it could happen at any stage for some people. Yeah.
Wow.
But there's not a particular age you can say, oh, it could happen there. Like, for me, lived all my life with hair and then in my 20s. So yeah. So I don't know if there's any myths. I don't really hear much of them, but yeah.
Is there any communities out there where someone can get support if they're living with alopecia? Or do you know any communities?
So I know I follow a few groups on Instagram where like different groups where they're just embracing women with boldness, like bold conferences. I've never been to any of them, but sometimes I follow a few people from there, especially before I kind of started to not wear my wig. I started to follow just a few people, just a bit of inspiration, just seeing how they were quite open with their story.
Right.
But there is things out there. I know there's like, I think that maybe the Alopecia Society, I think that's there. But I must say I've never tapped into those resources. I didn't feel like I wanted to, for me.
That's fair.
But there is communities out there, people feel that they do. I haven't felt like I needed to be part of a full community of it. But but there's people, there's support out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
What would you advise a woman or a man that has been newly diagnosed with alopecia?
So I would advise, like I mentioned before, just sit down, just be still, think about what you want to see happen. Think about what you want to see happen generally. What's going on in your life? Is there stresses? Are there things? So just get things out on paper, I would say. Be still. And then when you do that, you'll be able to look, okay, go to your GP. That's an area to go. Go and find out what things you can do from, that side. Also, have a look, see what you might need to do nutrition wise. Have a look at where you want to go with that, and talk to someone. Talk to someone who you trust. Be free to talk to the person, because I think when you let it out, you don't know who can help. I know by sharing what was happening to me has led me on this journey, because it put me in touch with, different people, my mentor, able to kind of look at just changing my lifestyle. And if I hadn't opened up my mouth, that wouldn't have happened for me. So don't be afraid to talk to someone about it. Talk through these things that you're feeling, and help will start to come together. So that's what I say. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And 2 more last questions.
Yeah.
What would you say to your younger self?
Yeah.
When you was going through this journey, if you had the chance,
Yeah.
what would you say to your younger self while she was going through that journey of losing the hair?
Yeah. I would say to myself, just be still.
Be still.
Just be still. Be still. Be present. And trust God.
Do you know what's amazing is that this be still is, I keep on getting the scripture of being still.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
obviously the scripture for being still, know that He is God, is Psalm 46 verse 10.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like hearing be still. I feel like I've heard it throughout the whole year.
Really?
Yeah. This whole year I've just heard be still, peace, stillness, and so forth.
God will do what He needs to do. He's not forgotten you. He knows it's happened. Might not be in His plan that it happen, but He's always got a plan for us.
That's
and
good.
So just be still. I'll tell myself, be still, girl. It's okay.
Give yourself a hug as well.
Yeah, it's okay. You're beautiful. It's okay.
Amazing.
You're not, don't be upset with yourself. Don't be upset with things. It's okay. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what does her voice, her strength mean to you personally? When you hear her voice, her strength, what does that mean to you?
It's such a beautiful phrase, just to say her voice, her strength, because when you have a voice, you're speaking out about something, you're releasing something, whether you're releasing, your words have power, as the Bible says, the power of of your tongue, your words have power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And when you're saying her voice, when you speak out where is your message, there's a strength in that. Not only to strengthen you, because whatever was hidden, you've now brought out, but also how it's going to strengthen other people. Who's it going to empower by you sharing your story?
It's true.
So that's a strength to someone else, a strength to you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel like you've given out, you feel like, I used to feel very vulnerable giving out sometimes, like, oh, I've shared my story. But now I feel a sense of, if I share my story and I don't see you again, it's fine.
It's all right.
Just encouraged you, that's fine. I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to
feel naked.
Don't have to feel naked.
Yeah.
It's a strength.
Yeah.
To be able to share your story and empower others.
Yeah.
So that's what it means to me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to Her
so
Voice,
much for
Her
having
Strength.
me.
I really love our conversation. Give me a hug.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you for having me.
It's all right. But before you go, I would like you to tell the audience where we can find you, like your Instagram, or I don't know if you've got a website or whatever you do, and where people can find you. So over to you.
So you can find me on Instagram, and my name is Natalie. That's Natalie _Feyisayo. Feyissayo. You can find me on Instagram. You can connect with me on there. Happy to have a chat. Happy to connect. I'm friendly.
She is. Look at her amazing smile. Oh, she's friendly.
So you can find me on there, and then we can go from there.
Amazing. Right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode on Her Voice, Her Strength. Like I always say, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, like this video. And also share this video with somebody. This can help somebody. This can strengthen somebody. This can empower somebody. So anyway, thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you again on another video. Bye.